Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is April, and if you're new here, I make sewing and DIY fashion videos here on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out when I post a new video. Today I'm gonna show you how I'm making my flower girl dress. My cousin Harper is one of my flower girls, and I actually have multiple flower girls. So in this tutorial, I'm gonna be following this pattern right here for this dress. And as you can see, I just made some changes to the design, like the skirt. I kept the high-low, but I made some tulle layers instead. For anyone that was following along with my wedding planning journey or is just curious to see how it's going now, I basically canceled all of my plans for my original reception idea and started fresh. And before it was going to be a boho theme, and now we are just gonna go with something simple and elegant, and my new color is rose gold. I found the perfect shade of rose gold that matches my bridesmaid's dress, so I'm really happy about that and can't wait for you guys to see everything come together. Before we get started though, I wanted to remind anyone that wanted to purchase Sophie, and for those of you who are just tuning in, Sophie is a sewing machine plushie. She's really soft and cute that my Instagram followers helped me design. Sophie needs at least 200 orders before we can kickstart production, so if you haven't bought one and supported already, I'll put the links down in my description box. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get started. First, I traced the pattern in Harper size onto paper so I can still use the other sizes later on. I bought this rose gold houndstooth print fabric because those are the colors of my wedding, some matching tulle and matching lining fabric. I cut out all the bodice pieces from the fabric and lining. Then sew the bodices together at the shoulder seams. I'm just following the directions that came with the pattern, which was a nice change because I learned a different process than what I'm used to. Next, face the two bodices right sides together and sew along the neckline and armhole seams. Trim and clip the neckline and armholes and turn the bodice right sides out through the shoulders. Understitch the neckline and armholes and then sew the side seams closed by facing the outside fabric layers and the lining layers together. This was the original skirt pattern that came in the pack. It's a high-low A-line skirt design, but I want to make it a flared gathered skirt, so I slash and spread the pattern so it's twice the original size. I did that to both front and back skirt patterns, and for the lining skirt, I'm using the original skirt pattern. I cut out 4 layers of tulle for the skirt and then closed up the center back seam on each skirt. Now I have to gather the tulle skirts and thought I would just gather all 4 layers at once to save time, but doing that makes the layers stick together and move as one, and it also makes it less poofy. So I ended up gathering each layer individually. Before doing anything else to the tulle skirts, I cut out the lining skirt, which has a line to add ruffles, and turn it into a pettiskirt. Sew the skirt lining at the center back seam and side seams, and then we can sew all 4 tulle skirt layers to the lining skirt at the waist. 4 layers of tulle still seemed a little transparent, but I'm going to add 2 layers of ruffles underneath for the pettiskirt, so we'll see what it looks like in the end. I cut out and gathered long pieces of tulle and evenly pinned 2 layers along the sew line that was provided on the lining skirt and sewed them on. It definitely helped poof the dress out some more, but I think the next dress I make, I might do 6 layers of skirt and no pettiskirt because the skirt is already gathered and flared, so I don't think the pettiskirt would be necessary, but we shall see the difference after I make it. Once the skirt is finished, I can now sew the outside bodice right sides together to the skirt, leaving the lining bodice layer unattached. Now with the dress inside out, close up the back of the dress with a basting stitch so we can insert the zipper. I hand sewed my zipper in place first to really hold it in place, and then I sewed the zipper in from the pretty side of the dress. As you can see, there's a lot of fabric in the way, so just do your best to flatten everything out and make sure nothing gets caught or puckered while sewing. I also want to mention that my tulle skirt layers are not attached to the zipper and are hanging freely at the center back. After the zipper is sewn, remove the basting stitch. All that's left to do is hand sew the lining bodice down along the zipper tape and the waist seam. I'm hand sewing with a blind stitch or invisible stitch, and this part takes a while, so I like to get comfy on my couch to hand sew instead. This is what it looks like when I'm done. To hem the bottom of the lining skirt, I first stitch a line around the edge to make it easier to fold over and hem. And lastly, I found a matching ribbon and sewed it down at the side seams and also tacked it down in the center front to keep it from moving around. The ribbon was necessary to help cinch in the waist and make the dress the perfect fit on Harper. Here is the final look.
Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe to April's channel. Bye-bye!